At precisely 4 a.m. on October 7, 2025, the very day marking Russian President Vladimir Putin's 73rd birthday, the Novovoronezh nuclear power plant in Russia's Voronezh region, a sprawling $5.7 billion complex with 4 operational VVR reactors generating electricity for over 1.5 million residents and symbolizing Moscow's enduring nuclear prowess, was running its standard overnight operations. Night shift engineers in control rooms monitored reactor core temperatures, coolant flow rates at thousands of gallons per minute, and turbine outputs humming at full capacity, while security personnel patrolled the vast 2,000-hectare site equipped with motion sensors, surveillance cameras, and anti-aircraft emplacements. Panzer S-1 systems swept the skies for threats, their radars calibrated to detect intrusions above 50 meters, backed by electronic warfare arrays ready to jam incoming signals. Located more than 1,200 kilometers from the Ukrainian front lines, the plant felt impregnable, its thick concrete containment domes designed to withstand aircraft crashes and its power grid hardened against sabotage, even as Western sanctions strained spare parts supplies for maintenance. For years, Novovoronezh had operated as a beacon of Russian energy independence, exporting expertise and fuel rods globally while evading the full brunt of the war's chaos. But over 1,200 kilometers away in Ukrainian command centers, a calculated operation was reaching its climax. Intelligence from the Security Service of Ukraine and Main Intelligence Directorate, GUR, had pinpointed vulnerabilities in the plant's outer defenses using Allied satellite data, defector insights, and real-time OSINT from X-posts tracking Russian nuclear activities. This strike was no impulsive act. It was embedded in Ukraine's intensifying deep strike campaign of 2025, which had already targeted energy infrastructure like refineries and depots to erode Russia's war economy. The October 7th assault on Novovoronezh followed a massive overnight drone swarm on October 6th, with over 200 UAVs hitting 14 regions across Russia, but this specific hit involved 3 drones, initially reported as missiles in some media, aimed at the plant's cooling towers and defensive perimeter. According to Russia's Rosenergodom, 1 drone crashed directly into a cooling tower, while the others were down nearby, causing no structural damage, fires, or radiation leaks. But the incident rattled global nuclear safety concerns and prompted immediate IAEA notifications. The economic and symbolic toll was immense, a bold Ukrainian message that no Russian asset, even nuclear ones, was beyond reach, escalating the conflict's risks. In this video, we're delving deep into this precision operation, from the strategic planning and high-tech launch, through the perilous evasion over enemy airspace, to the tense impact and international fallout. If the intersection of warfare, nuclear risks, and asymmetric tactics captivates you, hit like, subscribe for more in-depth analyses, and let's unpack this 4 a.m. drama step by step. To fully appreciate the audacity of this 4 a.m. strike, we must contextualize it within the broader escalation of Ukraine's deep strike operations throughout 2025, which have increasingly focused on Russia's energy and nuclear infrastructure to disrupt military logistics and economic stability. The campaign gained momentum in August with a drone attack on the Kursk nuclear power plant, where UAV debris ignited a transformer fire, forcing temporary shutdowns and highlighting vulnerabilities in Russian nuclear facilities. By October, Ukraine had launched over 200 drones in a single night on October 6th, striking 14 regions including Voronezh, as part of a retaliatory wave following Russian barrages on Ukrainian grids. The Novovoronezh hit was a standout. 3 drones specifically aimed at the plant's cooling towers, a non-critical but symbolic target that could potentially disrupt operations without causing a meltdown, aligning with Ukraine's strategy to pressure without catastrophic escalation. Rosenergodom reported the drones were destroyed, with 1 crashing into a tower but causing no damage, fires, or radiation releases, and the plant continuing normal operations. Ukrainian officials remained silent on the specifics, but the attack fit their pattern of using indigenous weapons to skirt Western restrictions on striking deep inside Russia. Planning involved meticulous intelligence gathering. SBU and GUR teams analyzed satellite imagery from partners like Maxar, cross-referenced with defector reports and OSINT from ex-users posting about Russian nuclear site activities, identifying gaps in the plant's layered defenses, such as radar coverage blind spots and jammer placements. The weapons were hybrid drone missile systems, possibly adapted Neptune or Ludiai variants, carrying 150 kilograms shaped charge warheads for precision strikes on peripheral structures like cooling towers, designed to test defenses without risking core breaches. Each unit, costing under $10,000 from commercial components and smuggled tech, contrasted sharply with the plant's $5.7 billion value and its role in Russia's energy export empire. The launch timed for 4 a.m. from concealed positions in eastern Ukraine. Voronezh protocol initiate commanded leads over encrypted channels. Electric propulsion or rocket boosters propelled the projectiles skyward at 15-degree angles, conserving fuel for the 1,200 kilometers trek. Operators in fortified bunkers monitored via fiber optic links, immune to jamming, with calculations accounting for wind shear, air density in the cold October dawn, reducing efficiency by up to 10%, and thermal gliding to extend range. Russia's exhaustive drone barrages the previous night had depleted interceptor stocks, creating a window for this daring incursion. The formation was strategic, decoys to saturate radars, primaries to probe defenses. This strike carried immense risks. Novovoronezh, with its VVR-1000 reactors, is one of Russia's oldest operational plants, and any mishap could echo Chernobyl or Zaporizhzhia incidents, prompting international condemnation. Yet Ukraine's aim was psychological, demonstrating reach to force Russia to divert resources from the front. Global watchers like the IAEA were immediately alerted by Russia, underscoring the attack's potential for diplomatic fallout amid ongoing nuclear safety concerns in the war zone. The operation highlighted the evolving nature of the conflict, where low-cost drones challenge high-stakes nuclear assets, raising stakes for both sides and the world. 1 hour post-launch, the Vanguard approached the heavily fortified Russian border near Belgorod, maintaining a low 10-meter altitude to leverage Earth's curvature for radar evasion, a standard podlet. K1 system detecting 200 kilometers at higher levels becomes blind below 12 kilometers line of sight, transforming the flat steppe into a natural stealth shield. But Russian defenses were alert. Anomaly detections triggered alarms in monitoring centers, leading to MiG-31 intercepts from distant bases. These jets, dashing at Mach 2.8 with R-33 missiles, burned fuel prodigiously, capping patrols at 1,500 kilometers round trips. The plant's distance pushed operational limits. The lead operator, heart pounding in the bunker, initiated a sharp jink to clear unseen power lines, the vehicle's compass erratic from electromagnetic pulses. Inertial navigation seamlessly activated. Gyroscopes and accelerometers offered dead reckoning, supplemented by optical sensors fixing on landmarks like rivers or highways. Decoy units absorbed the fury, inexpensive quadcopters shattering under Zu. 23 millimeters fire from border posts, tracers painting the night in chaotic lethal streaks. Forecasts predicted 20% loss to such anti-aircraft, but swarm size guaranteed primaries progressed. At 500 meters out, the operators switched to full manual control, their screens filled with the towering silhouettes of the cooling structures, wind-whipping steam plumes in the early morning light. The primary drone collided with one of the cooling towers, its 150 kilograms shaped charge warhead detonating through the Monroe effect, instantaneously crushing a copper cone under explosive pressure into a hypersonic 7,000 meters per second plasma jet that impacted the concrete exterior, causing superficial craters but failing to penetrate or ignite, as confirmed by Rosener-Godem assessments. The subsequent 2 drones met similar fates. One intercepted mid-air by Panzer missiles, exploding in a harmless fireball, and the third down nearby, scattering debris across the perimeter without breaching any critical systems. No chain reactions ensued. Reactor cores remained stable, coolant loops uninterrupted, and radiation monitors registered no spikes. Ex-eyewitness reports flooded in. 3 drones at Voronezh NPP. One hit the tower, crashed without big explosion. Russian authorities swiftly notified the International Atomic Energy Agency, IAEA, emphasizing the attack's repelling and the plant's continued safe operation, while condemning it as a reckless provocation endangering civilian nuclear safety. The incident, though contained, underscored the precarious line between targeted strikes and potential disasters in a war zone littered with nuclear sites. This confrontation not only tested the robustness of Russian air defenses, but also highlighted the psychological warfare aspect. Ukraine's ability to reach and probe such sensitive targets forced Moscow to divert resources, enhancing security at all 11 operational NPPs and straining an already sanction-burdened budget. Globally, the event amplified calls for de-escalation around nuclear facilities, with IAEA Director General Rafael Grossi urging both sides to adhere to safety zones to avert accidents like those at Zaporizhia, where ongoing shelling has raised meltdown fears. The strike's success and penetration, even without damage, marked an escalation in Ukraine's asymmetric tactics, using affordable technology to challenge Russia's nuclear invincibility narrative. By 6 o'clock on October 7th, still Putin's birthday, the incident's immediate fallout became clear. The 3 Ukrainian drones were successfully neutralized at Novovoronezh, with one crashing directly into a cooling tower and the others downed in proximity, resulting in no structural damage, fires, operational disruptions, or radiation leaks, as affirmed by Rosenergodom in their official statement. Emergency protocols activated swiftly. On-site teams conducted thorough inspections of the impacted tower, confirming integrity of concrete reinforcements and coolant pipes, while radiation monitoring stations across the plant and surrounding areas reported background levels unchanged. The 4 reactors continued generating at full capacity, with no need for shutdowns or power reductions, and local residents in Voronezh Oblast received assurances via state media that the facility remained secure. Russia promptly notified the IAEA under international protocols for nuclear incidents, classifying the event as an attempted attack repelled without consequences and condemning Ukraine for endangering civilian infrastructure. Security was bolstered immediately. Additional Panzer and S-400 batteries deployed, perimeter fences reinforced, and drone jamming fields expanded to cover a wider radius around the plant. Ukrainian officials offered no direct comment, but the strike aligned with their broader October 6th to 7th drone offensive that targeted 14 regions, demonstrating extended reach and precision. The response highlighted Russia's preparedness. Quick interception minimized risks, but the event exposed gaps in deep defense layers, prompting internal reviews and potential reallocations of air assets from the front lines. Globally, the IAEA expressed concern, calling for demilitarized zones around all nuclear sites in the conflict area to avoid accidents, echoing ongoing issues at Zaporizhia NPP under Russian control. This incident, while contained, fueled diplomatic tensions, with Western allies condemning the risks and Russia accusing Ukraine of terrorism, further complicating peace talks. The long-term fallout from this 4 a.m. strike extended beyond the immediate site. While no damage occurred at Novovoronezh, the attack amplified global anxieties over nuclear safety in the Ukraine-Russia war, where sites like Kursk, Zaporizhia, and now Voronezh have become flashpoints. Russia ramped up protections at all 11 NPPs, diverting military resources and straining budgets amid sanctions that limit spare parts for aging reactors. Ukraine's strategy succeeded in psychological terms, demonstrating 1,200 kilometers reach to force Russia to guard rear assets, weakening frontline efforts. IAEA and UN called for urgent de-escalation, proposing safety buffers to avert disasters, while experts warned of accidental leaks from repeated probes. The incident underscored asymmetric warfare's evolution. Affordable drones threatening multi-billion-dollar nuclear empires, raising stakes for international intervention. In conclusion, Ukraine's 4 a.m. strike on Novovoronezh tested Russian nuclear defenses without damage, but escalated global risks in the energy war. A daring move with far-reaching implications. Drop your views in the comments. Subscribe for more conflict insights. Like if you want deeper dives, and share to spread awareness. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.